Namaste friends, I am Jayalakshmi Ravichandran signing in on behalf of Magic Needles. This day I am here with letter J in Filet Crochet. The basics of Filet Crochet and how to work the foundation DCs are given as links with separate videos. So you can refer to them before you start your filet work. Okay, to begin with, we need to make 61 foundation DCs here. You can do chainless foundation DCs, 61 DCs are required. The second row is one full square, that is solid square, 18 open squares and end with solid square here. This is the second row. Third row is worked from right to left. All odd rows are worked from right to left. Even rows are worked from left to right. But red from left to right worked and then worked. Okay. So for the third row, you have one solid square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 open squares, 3 solid squares, 4 open squares and 1 solid square. Fourth row, 1 solid square, 3 open, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares and the rest are open squares and then end with solid square. You always start and begin and end with solid squares for every row. The fifth row, a solid square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 open squares, 2 solid squares, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares and 1 solid square. Sixth row, solid square, 3 open, 1 solid, 5 open, 2 solid squares, the rest are open squares ending with solid square. The seventh row, 1 solid square, 7 open squares, 2 solid squares, 5 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares and then 1 solid square. Eighth row, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 2 solid squares, the rest are open squares with solid square ending. Ninth row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 2 solid squares, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 5 open squares and then ending with 1 solid square. 10th row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 3 solid squares, 1 open square, 2 solid squares, the rest are open squares. 11th row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 2 solid squares, the rest are open squares with solid square ending. 12th row, 1 solid square, 11 open squares, 1 solid square, the rest are open squares. 13th row, 1 solid square, 5 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, the rest are open squares ending with solid square. 14th row, 1 solid square, 8 open squares, 2 solid squares, 3 open squares, 1 solid square and 4 open squares. 15th row, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 4 solid squares, the rest are open squares with 1 solid square ending. The 16th row is 2 solid squares, 1 on either side of the row with 18 open squares. The 17th is as usual your 61 DCs or 20 solid squares. Thank you friends for watching. Let us meet with letter K in the next video.